Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Sam here, and it's been a while. Today's going to be a full leg day. I'm here at Bodyworks Tottenham, one of my favourite spots. I'll do a little bit of explaining later on about why the channel has been on pause for a little while, but I guess newer viewers want to get straight into the action. So it's going to be a full leg day with explanations. Probably as leg day I've lost half of my audience already, or maybe that means more girls will watch it. I don't know, but I'm going to warm up. I'll show you my warm up, get started, probably focus on quads and destroy these legs. Let's take the bro's eye view as we go into this place. You wouldn't believe this place, how big it is for somewhere fairly central London. We've got all the heroes on the wall. Got quite a few of Dorian in here, unsurprisingly, being in England. And basically all the leg stuff is at the back, but there's three mezzanine levels like up in here with cardio and boxing and all this, and shoulder stuff in the corner. There is a full tour of this on the playlist of gym tours on my channel, so you can check out the whole place if you wish, but I'll get started with that warm-up in a minute. So for my warm-up, all I'm going to do is a load of leg presses with no weight on the carriage, just to get a bit of blood flow into the legs, a few body weight squats, maybe a few leg curls, and then the first exercise is going to be one of my harder ones, really focused on quads, the pendulum squat. I shall explain that in a minute, and then move on from there. Pendulum squat, definitely one of my favourites right now. Still getting my breath back, but what I like the most about pendulum squat and focus on for quads in general is the amount of knee flexion in the exercise. So I'm a big fan of barbell squats. I did them loads, got them up really heavy, but in a whole off season of that a few years ago, had much less leg development than I was hoping for just from that. So really, I switched over to focusing on hack squats, and the main difference I noticed of feeling it more in the quads was the amount of knee flexion in the exercise for me. So especially when you're taller, you use barbell squats, you move at the hips more, a little bit less on the knees to balance the thing. You can get more of that knee flexion with hack squats, and especially now pendulum squat. But what I find, again, from being taller and having long femurs, is that the manufacturer and model makes a big difference. So for me, this Myo Strength one is ideal, but other ones I've used are not so great. So whenever I come here, take the opportunity to start on this, and even though that was the first set, I'm working hard and training to failure, but I can put another plate on here, move up to 3 plates and see how I get on for set 2. Always more awkward to get into these things than a lot of machines. But this, along with hack squat, you can't beat it for knee flexion for hitting quads, so I make do. No. Oh. This last set I'm doing now, I have just taken the weight back, taken one of those plates off as training every set as many reps as I can, but found that last one there was less reps than I had in the desired range for legs, where legs I'm going more 12 to 15 plus to account for there being a greater proportion of slow twitch fibres in the legs. It's quite normal for a bodybuilder to do and provides me with a good excuse for going lighter on this last one now. Moving on to hitting up the leg press now, which is another staple for me. What I have to do first is put the stopper all the way at the top, again because of longer legs. It's not going to come so far full down for me to get the range of motion that is full and full stretch for me. But this you'll find just about everywhere, leg press. So if you haven't got access to stuff like the pendulum and the hack squat, all the other bits that I'd recommend for quads, and barbell squats is not suiting you for whatever reason, this could be your go-to. So I'll stop waffling and get set one done. Just taking a slightly longer rest before the next set of that leg press, because I've set myself a challenge to get 410 kilos on 20 reps. So I've done 20 reps with like 8 plates a side, that first set. With 9 plates each side, it's 410 because the carriage weighs over 50. But get my breath back a bit more first. I like just showing these workouts like as they go, not heavily edited. And well, mainly laziness on the not heavily edited, but I think it shows more like how hard you're training and what it would actually look like more fly on the wall for a gym session, as I'm putting out these training plans for people and they say they're hard. I feel like I should show that I'm at least training hard myself. So get my breath back, set a little challenge here, and be back on that leg press. Oh, 21 and a half. Oh, it might have been 20 and a half. Oh, stops me from counting properly, but it was at least 20, so that's a win. I'm pleased with that. Even if I don't do extra on everything else, that's a success for the day, for this workout for me. Okay, last set here, then we move on. Or yours. Next up, I'm going with the horizontal leg press, or Cybex with their model are calling it the seated leg press. I find this one is nice. I want to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more focused on the feeling on the quads, more comfortable to do it with the heels together for more emphasis on the quads. But the awkward thing about it is when you sit in it to set up, it's in the down position, which is the opposite of the leg press we just come to. So it's always a bit awkward, like getting into it like this and having enough room to get into it, which is also hopefully also be enough room to get the full stretch on the way down. So just try, I always like have a dabble with it before committing to a set, so that's what I'm doing here. So that would be coming down enough, but it was a bit awkward to get into, you see. So here, I would take the adjustment and maybe just put it a bit further forward here, again, in the down position, and just dabble with it again. It's because I'm always using different gyms, you see, with different kit. There we go, try again. Yeah, that was more comfortable to get in, and it's still coming down enough, so we'll stick with that. Set one. Wow, definitely getting knackered now. I can feel some shakiness going on, something else with the resistance, so maybe part of the cord is worn out or something. Anyway, it feels stable, so I'll just carry on for the second set. Here we go again. That last song that was playing, that candy shop one, makes me think of those stupid song parodies, bodybuilding lyrics I was doing on Instagram. Gives me think, take you to the candy shop in case your blood glucose drop. Give me an idea for my next one, I think. There's definitely something up with this machine, but I can't really see where it's not happening for me, you know? It's just wobbling all the way through the set, so, oh, there it is. I can see it behind the seat that it's worn a bit through the cord, that the cord's coming off, so let's do the right thing and try and fix this. It's like, I can see it from this side. It's like frayed at the very start of the cable. It's making the whole thing wobble, and if I don't get it back on track or fix it or report it, it'll bust off when someone's doing their set, I think. Right. Shift it back on. Almost. One more try at this. What I need is someone doing their glutey booty workout to do a little kickback like this while I thread it back on and fix it. There we go. There we go, that's fixed it. I'll go extra careful on this last set here and let them know at the desk that there's something up with this bad boy. Yeah, that's better. That's a bit more like it, but not perfect, so I will report this machine. In fact, I'll report this. It'll only start to shift over a bit more, and then it could like split off and cause it to come walloping back on the next person to use it. So I'm going to report this, and then I'll be back on a different exercise. So I just reported that to the guys that work here. Actually, the guy who's working here now, Jacob, is one of my friends who does personal training. So I'm all online coaching, but if you do need like showing through your actual workout there and then, he's doing a bit of work here, Bodyworks. So little shout out to him because he's a good guy. He's not affiliated with me anyway, but just a good guy that works here. That's all sorted. That brings me to the end of my compound movements. So usual format for me on a leg day. So I'll do like, if I'm doing like legs once a week or like once every 5 to 6 days, I'll do like 4 compounds and then my isolations. If it's more like twice a week, like what I'm doing in a minute, it'll be more like 3, maybe 4 if I don't feel like my lower back aching, which is starting to get those lower back pumps right now. So I'll call it 3 and I'll be training legs again in about 4 days time, or 3 to 4 days time. And as I've done more work looking at the quads, starting with that pendulum there, I'm going to start the isolation section of my workout with the hamstrings. So ordinarily, what I'd recommend for hamstrings isolations is the seated leg curl. So in all the studies on it, seem to be better results with the seated. Now, going by feel, I'd say, because it locks you in more. So what I would say if you go for a lying leg curl like this is it should be very good if you can just lock in that you haven't got your body sliding and you've got your knees in the right place. So I always say this when teaching like isolation exercises with machines. With machines, it's going to be like a single joint movement, like perhaps at the elbow, perhaps at the knee. In this case, the knee. You want to get that joint in line with the fulcrum of the machine. And then you should find that you have consistent resistance all the way through the arc of the exercise. So when I position myself on here, you'll see me do it, obviously. This is a demonstration video and my workout, 2 birds, 1 stone. You'll see me get in position here and be very careful that my knee lines up with the fulcrum of the machine. And once I've found that position, I'll be holding on really hard to lock into that place to keep it steady like that. But this one is my favourite of all the machines for lying leg curls, so let's get started. It's the one by Gym 80, and I find that Gym 80 kit is just very solidly made. I'll get my knees in line with here. What I like about the build of this is the slope and the angle and length of this for me, with my pelvis and the slope of it. It's just ideal, and it is on the stack the heaviest lying leg curl I've encountered. So as I get in carefully like this, it's a case of shuffling to find my knee is going to be in like perfectly in line with here, and then really be careful to lock in at that point. So I've sort of found it there. Now press hard against all of this bit, and I find let to come up a little bit. Sometimes on some machines putting your hands on top can make you more steady. There, I got it, yeah, and curl there. And do that little partial rep at the end, just as a way of knowing that I've got to failure on the set, you could say. But getting 20 there, I can go a couple of weights heavier on the stack. Right, let's go with that again, a little bit heavier. Get that again. Same weight, slightly heavier than the first set. Oh, that's really dropping off in reps now. I'm going to combine the last couple of sets with a drop set and just drop it down and finish up. Always easier a drop set on a pin stack machine. Might as well take advantage of that now. So moving now to my isolations for quads, and I think this leg extension's by Nitram, I think, which I'm reliably informed is the manufacturer's name backwards. Apparently the guy's called Martin. Good kit. You should have just called it Martin and taken the credit there. What I like about this one is it gives you more stretch on the quads than most models because all this comes further back. The other leg extension in this gym that does that adjustably is the Techno Gym one. Not usually a fan of their kit, but they've got a couple of pieces. They've got like a chest press that converges that you sit in, much the same as this. That's really good. It would just be a little bit better if it was heavier on the stack and less wobbly, but that's really good. They got that over at Pumping Iron Gym. But the other one I like is their leg extension. So they got that one and they got this one in this gym that feel the best for me on the quads out of my options. Probably just get on with it. I'm getting to that point where I've got a headache. Pretty knackered, and that's just leg day for you. You just have to suck it up and get on with it. I'll probably go one notch heavier. Yeah, I can do that. It's only an isolation move. It's not like smashing those pendulum squats like earlier. Oh. There's not an awful lot to show. I'm switching camera angle here, so I'll just get my breath back and go in again. It's like got to that point in the workout where I just want to get it done. Think about the rest of the day. Think about staying on track with my meals, because to eat to grow at this stage is mental. So the last big growing phase I did was that Road to 300 Pounds series, which is in the other playlist on the channel. But I sort of feel like the next bulking odyssey is going to be the dangerous road to 320 pounds. But yeah, got to come up with something to sort of tie these episodes together. Anyway, this is a random leg day, getting back into the YouTube creation. And once I've got done with this workout, I'll tell you a little bit more about why the channel was on the daily and then slipped off and what I've been up to. I suppose one of the main reasons to show you different camera angles on this is just so that you can see the rest of the kit that's in this gym. It's a great place. I've trained here loads over the years, even when it was half the size before they had the extension. I was just talking to a guy earlier, he trained here years ago, and I bumped into in zone nearly a year ago. Spotted him on the bench press. Bro life. He's turned up here. There's a few of us that would check out all these spots in North London, bump into the same people, but here there's just so much space, so much different kit. Yeah, if you're London or in and around London, I'd definitely recommend the playlist that I've done on gym tours, because there's maybe 13, 14 different hardcore gyms toured in that video list, and each video shows you every piece of kit that was in there and describes it, gives you the full tour. So I'd say that's indispensable to a London bodybuilding fan. I'll make this the last exercise. I'll be doing legs again in like 3 days for myself, and I tend to do calves separately, otherwise I feel like they would never get done on full force, and quite important in my opinion. I sort of think that fully developed calves would be at least as much area of muscle as like a big chest, really. The main reason they don't grow for people is they don't put half as much, well, not even like 10% of the effort onto that area as doing the chest. So I always do them as a separate thing, otherwise they'd always get done like as part of a leg day, but you wouldn't be doing them on leg day, so you'd only ever be training them on like the most knackered part of your whole training week, and then they fall behind. So I just do them separately, like first thing in the morning is their own thing now and then, and do like 4 exercises for them. That's why calves aren't going to be included in today's video, but rest assured they're getting destroyed. Done. While I'm getting my breath back, I thought I'd just show you around this room of leg isolations. It's literally just leg isolation in this room. Multiple curl and extension pieces. Perfect for finishing off a leg day. But that's the end of the workout portion of today's video, and I'm going to have to film the rest back at the ranch as the memory card's about full, because I've been filming that much stuff for Instagram, same name on Instagram by the way, Physique Philosopher, that it's just fill up with stuff that I haven't edited yet. So I'll get back. I'll speak to you in a moment about what's going on with the channel and how I've been helping people and where all the rest of the content is. So I'm back at the base now, just stretching my legs out after that session. I'm really pleased with how that went, to be honest, especially the pendulum squat and then the high reps on the leg press. I'm going to stick with that kind of thing. It's just that the hack squat, I prefer the Cybex, so when I'm in different gyms I'll be using Cybex hack squat rather than a pendulum squat, but the routine pretty similar. And sometimes a little bit more work with the seated leg curls, and hopefully they get that horizontal leg press fixed up, because that's one of my favourites to sort of finish on quads. But coming back to what's going on with the channel, obviously I was doing a video every day earlier in the year and got to know some of you through the comments section on that and really enjoyed that. I don't know as I'll be able to return to daily, but I think as an interim step I could look at every fortnight, possibly every week. The reason for that is because I found myself very busy on the coaching side. So this has turned into my full-time job basically. So I'm doing online coaching, and looking after those guys that are supporting me by taking on the coaching has to come first. So that means I couldn't be filming and editing for long videos on YouTube on the daily, because I've had some guys in contest prep and they're on daily check-ins to make sure that we get them absolutely perfect on the day of the competition, and we've been tackling some national level shows, and then everyone else it's going to be weekly check-ins, and also I try and keep up with the replies like immediately on WhatsApp for every contact or question or troubleshooting in between the weekly check-ins with the coaching. So keeping that going for everyone and making sure that that's like absolutely on point and not compromised at all. I had to kind of like ease off on the YouTube, because if you joined this channel earlier on, you would have seen that I was prolific, and basically whatever I'm doing and I'm focusing on, it's that on full. So because it's been the coaching on full, and to get that right and deliver that kind of service, it's had to take a back seat on the YouTube. But I've not forgotten about all the rest of you out there. And on the content side, I've been doing more on Instagram. So I've been trying to make kind of almost like highlights of the advice that I was making before. I've been making reels on Instagram and making them fit into 90 seconds or 2 minutes of really summarizing the best advice on people's concerns, like certain body part area, or how to learn pull-ups, like all these things, how to use wrist wraps. They're just some recent examples. So if you kind of wanted new content because you'd exhausted the YouTube, you'll find the later stuff that I've been doing, albeit shorter stuff, has been on Instagram, and it's the same name on Instagram, Physique Philosopher. So the link for the Instagram profile and the coaching stuff and everything is in the description below this video, and will be in all videos going forwards. And we can have a balance now of content where it'll be maybe 3 or 4 pieces a week on Instagram, maybe a longer piece every week or 2 weeks on the YouTube channel. No compromises whatsoever for individual coaching clients online and their check-ins and questions. That's all got to be on the day for the check-ins and immediately for all other questions, and I can hold all of that together where we are now. So that's what's going on. The other more private content is in these support groups. So I've been getting to know some people through my support group, and the link to that is below. And there's also a folder which includes documents and videos of extra bonus free content that comes with that support group. So you can let me know if you're interested in that and get more content that way. But all in all, this tied together, I feel like I'm leaving no one behind here. If you're in the coaching, you get, immediate questions answered and full attention. And if you're just out there, yes, there's loads of videos on YouTube already. Now I know how to keep going in that fashion. There's the shorter stuff if you're limited on time on the Instagram, and there's the more in-depth stuff that I can't necessarily put out there as it's documents, and more private stuff is all in the support groups. So loads of options for you there if you're just exploring my content and getting to know what I do. But really, I just want to help everyone. So that's why I like the content side, because not everyone's in a position for coaching, but I can help everyone else out there that's interested through the content. And that's still good for me because it builds my name and reputation, which is, I'm so grateful that there's so many subscribers now. I'm so grateful that there's so many followers on Instagram now. So all ties together pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. It's been a busy year and we're getting towards the end of it now, but I can tell you what's coming up with the YouTube channel. You had a leg day. I think it'll be easy enough for me to switch in different training sessions as a day video, but the next 2 big episodes are coming are featuring some of my clients. So I've had a couple of clients competing in men's physique, one in a natural contest and one in the PCA British finals, and both got into the placings and qualified for the next contests at the next level. So great recognition there, great results there, and both of those are going to be the subject of an individual video coming up shortly. If you've got any questions for me, pop them in the comments. If you want to get more involved in the rest of my content or coaching side, that's all in the description for you. And I've got to think what to do about these legs next. I think, unfortunately, I've run out of the muscle soak bath salts, because that's like my treat after a leg day. When I've worked hard and hit my numbers and feeling achy later on, I just fill up the bath with that proper stuff, and that's bliss. So I even mentioned that on my food shopping haul, if you didn't see that video, because it's just like, that's my favourite little treat, really. I think you've got to be kind to yourself with this bodybuilding. There's the whole no pain, no gain side, but there's also kind of recovery and look after yourself. And I've gone through quite a bit with it this year, with that whole building up to 300 pounds, that massive bulking journey. Was getting pretty out of breath, was affecting sleep a little bit. I've corrected those things. I brought in more cardio. So, I'm living it too. I'm still leading from the front with what I do with the bodybuilding as well as the coaching. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the coaching side, basically, because I can get to know people more closely as I work there. And if the goal's serious to the client, it's serious to me. So I'm dealing with people at all levels, and seeing any kind of progress week on week and really mentoring that is what excites me, as well as the content for the rest of you. So it's finding that balance. I need to relax now, and stay tuned for the upcoming episodes. Thank you very much.